My mom told me not to talk to strangers on the internet, and I'm glad I didn't listen. We are the Certified Noonas, your sisters in the love of Asian entertainment.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
I'm Jessie.
I'm Natalia.
And I'm Sky.
And today, Fate has brought us a show that we're going to talk about. Now, let me tell you the process that we went to. So we were trying to figure out like something to do for an episode. We needed to fill this week specifically. We had like the rest of the month all filled out with what we planned, but then we didn't have something for this week. And then we had thought like, oh, maybe we could do like the thing that Jessie and I love to do, which is like the watch list roulette. But we didn't have enough time to watch 4 shows. Like that was too much because like everyone's got busy stuff going on. So we're like, okay, what if we like somehow watch list rouletted a single show and watched the first 2 episodes and did like a first look of that? But so here's what we did. We brought up one of those random picking wheels. And first we said, what streaming service will we use today? And the wheel chose for us iQIYI. And we said, great. What country are we going to watch a drama from? And the wheel said, you're watching a Thai drama today. And we were like, cool. Are we watching thriller or romance? We had a bit of it, like, those were really the only 2 options of genres available with Thai dramas. And it said, you're watching a romance. Were we? We'll find out. And then we said, okay. Pretty much every single Thai show on iQIYI is gay. So are we going gays or are we going lesbians? And it said, you're going lesbians. And we were like, cool. So we put in every single lesbian romance non-thriller, so we thought, that we could find. And it said, you're going to watch the show Pluto. Now, Pluto is a GMM TV show that aired in October.
GMM 25.
Yeah, GMM 25. That which is a part of GMM TV is like anyway, it's all connected. Yeah. That aired in October to January of 2024 to 2025. And boy, did these first 2 episodes really take us on a wild ride.
A wild ride.
I didn't even look at the synopsis before I went in.
So MDL tags this as mystery romance drama. Just to be clear.
It's very like even the posters of it, you can't really get much out of it.
No, it's just 2 ladies looking like they about to smooch.
Bisexual lighting for some reason.
Well,
I guess it could lead lesbian.
Well, the bisexual lighting I think does kind of fit for the plot. So okay. Now you're asking yourself, I, like Natalia, don't read synopses of shows before I just go and press play and say, okay, what is this show about? Oh boy. Oh boy.
So I guess spoilers.
Spoilers for the first 2 episodes.
2 episodes, yeah.
Okay, and this is a 12-episode show, so I feel like us telling you what happens in the first 2 episodes isn't that much of a spoiler, because that's all we know so far.
Sure.
Especially because the first 2 episodes were it was a roller coaster. So really, whatever we tell you, it's no indication of what's coming for the next 10 episodes.
We don't know anything. No. We're still
we
have no idea.
So you start out meeting this girl, Aoun, and she's going to her sister's. Well, okay, it like starts out and then it does like a thing where her and the grandma go to the hospital. Then it goes like 10 hours previously. So she's going to her sister's wedding, and you get the impression that she is not on good terms with her family.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the black sheep of the family for sure.
She's just like it doesn't really say why, because she doesn't seem like that bad of a person from okay, like
it kind of just like she's just a tomboy and she's just like a girl.
Yeah, she's just kind of a little butch, kind of
a little like
just not even that much, not even that much. She rides a motorcycle and wears jeans. Okay, like
it's a jean jacket.
Yeah. Well, listen, it never actually says if she does or doesn't. It just, but we digress. So then after this wedding, her sister's marrying a rich dude who was I done played
Also,
myself like I do all the time
twin
because
sister.
Yes,
Like,
identical twin sister.
Yeah. That
a big
was what,
thing.
like in those first couple moments, because it starts with them, you know, Natalia mentioned at the hospital.
Mhm.
And it's like the main character's played by Namtan, and it's Namtan bloody in a wedding dress on a, and I'm like,
Wait.
I didn't know there was twins. I didn't know there was sisters. I was like, hang on. Where are we here?
It really like doesn't tell you a lot until you go back.
An instant guy or a time skip.
You wondered if we were coma ghosting. There's a lot of options.
Yeah, like,
so
what are we doing?
Yeah, she has an identical twin sister who's marrying Paul, a rich guy who owns an airline. And I really played myself, as I often do in shows like this, because Paul's played by the actor Guy, and I was like, oh, I fucking love him. Like, oh, it's gonna be so fun. Like, I always, it's gonna be so fun. He's gonna be in the show. Don't get attached. So then the sister, like, after this wedding, that's like really over the top because it's like rich people wedding, and they're obviously not a rich family. Okay, like the grandma and her, like, no. And so the sister takes her aside and she's like, hey, remember back in high school when you pretended to be me that one day and like things went wrong and you said you'd make it up to me? I need you to make it up to me right now. And she's like, what the hell are you talking? Like, what? It never says what went wrong as of these first 2 episodes. I'm sure we'll find out and it'll be awful. But she's like, what do you want? What do you want me to do? And she's like, I need you to break up with my other partner. And she's like, woo, back up. Excuse me. You have like, this is your wedding and you're telling me you still have like someone, like a side piece? Like, no, this is
and you haven't
terrible.
Informed said person.
Yeah. And it's like, no, I'm not. This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna do it. She's like, oh, you're such a terrible sister, and I'm like, you both seem kind of bad, but whatever. So then immediately the sister and her new husband get into a car accident. Husband dead. Okay, which is why I was like, well,
goodbye.
And bye, guy.
Yeah, bye, guy. It was nice seeing you for 2 episodes. We shall never see again. Maybe we will. I don't know. And then and the sister's now in a coma, and she's like, well, now I feel bad that the last thing that I said to her was that I wouldn't help her with this thing. So I'm going to go help her with this thing that she wanted me to do. So she goes to the house of this person and she walks in.
Wealthy house. Obviously.
Like rich ass house. Like the maid is like, oh yes, like come in, calling her by her sister's name. Like, oh yes, come in. Like, you know, they'll wait, they'll wait for you in the study as per usual. And she's like, this is too much. Like, my sister clearly was like after someone with money, like good for her. And then a blind woman walks out and she now is like, my sister wanted me to break up with a disabled woman for her.
But like also she comes out and it does the slow motion thing where she like walks out to go like down the stairs and she's like, oh, she's gorgeous.
And she is. She is. Like, she is. Beautiful. She's played by film.
And there's chemistry.
Yes.
I don't know why there's chemistry, but there's chemistry.
And like immediately she's like, oh no, I am so absolutely
in trouble
because I'm like immediately into this woman. So she like books it out of there.
And for the record, she didn't know that her
sister liked women. Like she didn't know that her sister liked women at all. So she goes to her lesbian friend and is like, whoa, shit, like my sister had a girlfriend, and her friend's like, I have girlfriends. She's like, yeah, but you always have girlfriends. Like this is different. Meanwhile, her sister's best friend is like, I think that this wasn't just a simple accident. I think there's more to it. And I think that her ex, who wasn't an ex, might be behind the accident because they were jealous. And so she's like, I need you to come like talk to this hot lady cop and like try to investigate this murder. But then I'm not sure if that's going to keep going, because then by the second episode, They're like, nah, he was just drunk driving.
They're like,
like he was just a piece of shit. He was just drunk driving and killed him and put his wife in a coma. And then you're just like, oh, okay, cool. But now she's like too deep. She's too deep. She's while she's investigating in air quotes. Yeah. And so she's basically, instead of breaking up with this blind woman, is now essentially being a better girlfriend to this blind woman than her sister was. And it's so intensely messed up. And delicious. I love every second.
And it was like the first episode, I was like, oh, I don't think I'm into this. Because like I was kind of like, when it started up, I thought, oh, okay, based on the very, very first clip of them, like, you know, looking at the stars together, all smoochy and cute, I was like, this is clearly just a cutesy rom-com. And, you know, like, and then it went a totally different way. So, like, my first thought was, oh, it's going to be like While You Were Sleeping, like the, you know, the Sandy Bullock, you know, something like that, right? Coma sister. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, we think she's a killer. I'm like, you think this blind woman's a killer? Okay. And then was she driving the car?
That would be a very homicidally irresponsible thing for a blind person to do. But
I mean, I did have a moment where I was like watching it and I just thought, you know, it would be so slick if this ended with, like, she was never blind, she was evil, she did, you know, like, that would be wild. I don't think that's where we're going at all, but like, it was like,
that would be a really fun twist.
Excited.
You kind of don't know, because
in those first couple episodes, I don't know.
Something's going on. They wouldn't give us all that,
because they keep on doing, like, they like introduce other characters that are surrounded by her, and like everything that she does is a little kind of like off, but you also don't know if it's like off, because she's creepy. Like, well, like, you also, it's like maybe she just picks up that this actually isn't the other girl, and so she's just like playing into it. Like, she could very well like just have like figured out that it was the twin sister, because she doesn't actually know if like her sister who's in a coma said that she was a twin sister or not. Like,
and we know that the blind character, she is incredibly smart. She's like a lawyer and does all this advocacy work. Like, she knows what's up.
And she's also surrounded by a lot of people too. So like, she has connections. If she needs to find something out, she has like
you get the impression that she's also
disposable.
Yeah, you get the impression that she's also kind of the black sheep of her family, because her dad, from what you learn between an interaction with her cousin, her dad is extremely wealthy, like a wealthy business, like billionaire type situation. Business. Yeah, he does business, but basically wants her to stay at home and never go out, because she feels, listen, could be just her feeling this. It could just be him being overprotective. We've never met this man yet. I'm sure we will throughout the show. That she feels that he's embarrassed that she's both a lesbian and blind, and wants her to like just, you know, disappear from real life. But she just wants to passionately argue for universal design so that disabled people can get along in society without needing, you know, any extra help, because she wants to exist in society. But listen, this show, I don't know. She could be a psycho. I don't know. The vibes of this show are so ephemeral. They're so hard to grasp.
I'm kind of wondering if the whole thing with we suspect this was just an excuse for them to bring in Hot Lady Cop. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't we're not really going to do a mystery here. We're just going to pretend for a little bit so that Hot Lady Cop.
I think they're going to keep up the mystery of this. I think it's going to be a constant thing, and not just like how they got together, and like you're going to be like on your toes, because also the twin sister's in a coma. There's a possibility that she's going to wake up at any
moment,
and you could, like, we also, like, there could just be some really weird things going on with, you know, the May's dad, and like maybe there's a connection with the the twin sister or the husband that passed away. Like, I think they're really gonna lean into the thriller aspects of this.
Because it does feel weird that the parents just automatically kind of like closed everything. They were like, nope. And I mean, I get it. Their son was drunk driving, so they don't want that to get out. Sure. But there's still the mysterious phone call. We don't know why he felt the need to hop behind the wheel when he was drunk, you know. So I feel like there still could be something. And it could come up later that, like, if her sister does wake up, that it's like, now the killer has to come for her again because she actually knows what the phone call was about.
Or the sister was the reason of the accident too. Like, it could be something as simple as that, like, the parents are just like covering up because of the bad reputation. They have no, that's all they have towards it. And it be something between the sister and the husband. Like, maybe she found out he was cheating and, you know, did something. Because he was very upset.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and also to clarify, so something that, so the character of May is the one, the blind lawyer lady. She kind of reveals that her and the coma sister had been broken up for a while. It's kind of nebulous, like, how long? So, like, you never get an exact bead on if they were actually, like, active girlfriends or, like, just past girlfriends, and Paul came in after the separation breakup thing. So, like,
I kind of feel like also Paul was just like, he was rich, and that's ultimately what the twin sister needed. And they also met because she was she worked at the same place, right?
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, there was so like they owned the airlines, and she was a flight attendant.
Something like that. She says it in the vows.
Yeah, she was a flight attendant. Yeah. Ooh, there's so much intrigue.
Maybe that's going to be it. It's going to be some sort of like shady airline situation that they were trying to take them out because they were whistleblowers or something.
Oh, you know what? It's probably going to tie. This has happened, right? Okay, so edit this out if this is in episode 3. But the parents, their parents died.
They did say that.
That's right.
So, and it's like it's a weird like accident type thing. Because they say that, like, when they're like talking about them and how she became like the black sheep between the two of them. So maybe the parents' death is a tie to all of this, especially if
tied into it all.
May has known like the twin sister for longer than just like high school.
Now listen, I won't edit that out, even if that is an episode 3.
No, it was an episode 2.
Okay,
like it was a little flashback. They showed like it was when they were really young.
Yeah, they're like.
Oh no! I mean, if her prediction is in episode 3, I won't be editing that out at all, because that just proves like we're on the pulse of plot over here.
We got it.
Well, it's just I think what's so intriguing so far too is like they got pretty far for 2 episodes.
Yeah.
As far as thriller goes, like
I'm like, whoa, like we got 10 more episodes. Like,
but like also that like everything in this, like the intrigue, the thriller, their like romance. It's just like everything is just like okay, here.
History is great.
It's almost like that's enough slices. Like. Like goodness, you know, like I'm used to being more eased into things, but it's like no, here is the show.
Like as far as vibe, I feel like it's almost like When the Phone Rings level, just not quite as heightened. But it's, as far as like things that could be happening that you don't quite know are happening, but like you're trying to reason the whole time. You're not just leisurely like chilling out watching. You're actually sitting there like thinking. You are analyzing every single like facial expression that May makes. Like you're just trying to figure it out, even for the episode. So like, and the whole time you're also going, girl, just tell her that you're not your sister. Like, just please.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
It's like, girl, you are digging yourself a friggin' trench right now. Like, you could easily get out of this. Like,
or, there's kind of, you keep on going, okay, you keep on moving the goalposts, like, okay, if you still have a little bit of time, but if you say it, you have a chance with her.
Yeah. Yeah, like, listen, you could still make it, like, you could, listen, tomorrow, you could show up and be like, hi, I'm her sister, she's been in an accident.
Yeah, you could just change it up.
You could just tell the truth. And like, you never have to say that you pretended to be her. You could just be like, I wanted you to know.
To be fair to the sister who's like lying right now, she did sort of meet this woman, was shocked that she was blind, and then the woman walked up, did the like blind feel your face thing, and then smooched her. Like, and it was some good smooching, and there was
no avoiding of the smooch, though. No. There was no avoiding.
No, she didn't try. Listen, what I love about her is like she folded like a house of cards immediately.
Oh no! Like, as she saw her, she was like,
she was like, she went in there with the intention of breaking up with this man that the man she thought she was meeting, because fuck men, and then this hot blind lesbian comes out and she's like, oh no, well there was my plan. Like, girl, like, listen, girl, we understand, but y'all.
Well, and also, she even says, she's like, what if my sister broke up with her because she was blind? Like, there was a moment of like,
what if my sister sucks?
Later on, May says, like, I broke up with you, quote unquote. I broke up with you because blah blah blah. Like, I was mad at you about this and the other. But like,
then why?
There's a while there that she's going, is my sister awful, and did she break up with her because she became blind? She wasn't born blind, by the way. She like something happened.
Yeah.
So she's like wondering that about her sister. Like, what? That's awful.
I always like the story plot where it's like you think you know someone, and then like as the story, and like usually this person's either they died or they're in a coma or something, and then the longer you go on, it's like, wow, I actually didn't know a damn thing about this person. I love that that plot element.
That would be so wild if it's your twin. Like, I can't imagine.
Yeah. Well, but crazy. Like also they very clearly like talk about like how she's like her sister was the favored twin, and like that was something that like wasn't even like something that the sisters did. It just became that the family decided, and so like the grandmother or the aunt who they live with,
grandma,
like she very clearly just only cares about the one sister, and so like it's like the family did that to them. But like maybe that is in a tie with the parents' accident. Maybe she was the person, like
she was there, or not even her fault, but she was just there.
Well,
like, I don't even remember how the
part of it
like
is just
accident.
I think a car accident.
I felt like
so. Like, what if it was like something stupid? Like they heard that she was the one who distracted the driver or something like that, and so that's why the family hates it. Like,
because the only thing we overheard was
the coma sister. I was just gonna say the coma sister was sickly as a child.
Yeah, she had a chronic illness. She was in the hospital, and
so that was part of why she was grandma's favorite, was because like grandma had to give her extra attention. She always needed extra attention because she was sick. So,
but also
it seemed like to kind of fall by the wayside a little too.
It seemed like it also has the stereotypical like, oh, she was more academically inclined.
Yeah,
like all that's like.
Whereas it was very clear, like the main twin being the main character of the show, seems like she was more athletic, like more outspoken, a little more of a wild child sort of thing.
It's cute though, like in some of the flashback scenes, like you see her trying to like smoke, because if I'm gonna be the bad kid, then I guess I'm gonna smoke, and her friend's like, don't be stupid, like you don't need to smoke. Like,
she's like, this is so funny, because that's such a thing that teens would do, right? To be like, I don't think my family likes me, so I'm gonna be even worse. So like they have to pay attention to me.
Or it's like the thing that's like, you're like, I'm not doing anything bad, so might as well do something if I'm going to like be labeled as this. Like, why am I sitting here trying to be good when that's clearly not working out for me?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is a thriller. Like they're
it
thriller
very much is. Yeah. Like it's not like a as of episode 2. Yeah. It's not like a particularly like intense thriller.
No.
Yeah, it's not like a mahjong where it's like super heightened. Like, it's just like it's just like heightened because it's a thriller and it's entertainment, but it's not like super heightened like a mahjong or even like a like a soap would be.
And I will say so far, like, seems like it's pretty big budget. Like, of course, I don't know the numbers or anything, but as far as like the fancy house and
these are like 50-minute episodes too. It's
like short. it's a like
it's a regular.
It's just a regular drama.
It also has incredibly high ratings on MDL because MDL usually the ratings are far lower than what I find the show actually ends up being for me personally, but like an 8.5 is pretty high for MDL. So it seems like people did enjoy it. As much as you want to trust MDL ratings, which I don't. But.
And I think the reason it reminds me of When the Phone Rings is because When the Phone Rings, at least parts of it, I would be like, I have no idea what's going to happen next episode. Like, beats me. And I would feel like sometimes we would cover so much ground in a short period of time. Like, yep, I don't know what we're going to do with like 7 more episodes or whatever. So same thing with Pluto. Like, yes, we have some things we still need to cover, but the reality is I feel like there has to be some like hard left turns of stuff that we don't know about yet. And given like,
especially if people are rating it highly, that means it didn't just turn into boring, like not boring, but like it's not just going to be a generic rom-com for the next 8 episodes because people would have got bored of that, right?
Yeah.
Like because they're already there. It's already,
I do think it's interesting how they did decide at the very, very front of episode 1, like to show the main couple being happy, camping on a car, like whatever we're doing, talking about Pluto, because of course, have to introduce the title, but they didn't have to show that. Like I found that interesting that we did that because like tonally,
it's almost
really
like they're saying, "Listen, we're going to take you on a wild ride, but we want to let you know ahead of time. This is where we're going. It's all going to be fine.
Yeah,
stick with it."
But come back with us. Join us back.
It's going to be fine. You think this is going to be it.
This is sort of funny that you're saying this because that literally Jessie and I on last week's episode had a similar thought about how they were structuring what was essentially a horror BL that would just suddenly go into just pure rom-com for like 5 minutes.
It like totally turned. It was like, oh.
And then we were like, I think it's because they're getting like the BL audience. So they want to be like, okay, stay with us. Stay with us. We're getting you to some smooches, but we got to get some plot out of the way. Like, just stay with us here. So that kind of had that energy for the first. Because I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, this is going to be like but also, now here's the thing. We don't know which sister that was in the first scene.
No clue.
True.
So
because I mean, as you guys talked about,
wasn't
like
wearing her jacket.
No.
Right, like there's really not a huge fashion difference between
it's not one of those like they hired a set of twins. Like, no, this is the same actress playing both characters and they have the same hairstyle and really don't dress that differently. So
like especially like you can tell when it's a wedding and she like walks in with jeans and like everybody else is nice, but like for the most part it's like, does she have a helmet in her hand?
Yeah, is she currently on a motorcycle? So like there's no way for us as the audience to know which twin is in that scene, which would actually that would actually be a very fun gotcha wild. Where it's like, oh no, these are actually just like May's memories from before she went blind. It's like, wouldn't that be?
I thought, okay, I will ask because I thought it seemed like May was blind in that scene.
Maybe I think see I didn't realize I didn't go back and rewatch the opening.
Yeah,
I didn't know anybody
was going to be blind. Was blind.
Yeah, I didn't know anyone was blind until.
So I thought sitting star watching. So like, why
stairwell.
would you be star watching if you're blind? You know, like it wouldn't have occurred to me. So yeah. No, my fear was that I assumed that she wasn't blind in that scene, and I was like, oh, so we're gonna do. She's going to stop being blind before the end.
Which she might. We don't know. They love to. Shows love to do that, and it's just like that would be. After all, she's talking about universal design and all this. That would be like, listen, I'm not. We don't know what's going to happen because we've only watched 2 episodes. But I feel like in a show where they have a long speech about where she's literally giving a presentation at one point about how they should design cities so that everyone can access them equally. If they make her not blind at the end, that's just that ain't it.
Yeah.
That ain't it. You know, like just be like, oh, that's actually the shittiest thing you've ever done. But we don't know. I don't know. We haven't watched more than 2 episodes, so.
I will say a lot of the stuff that they brought up is stuff that I knew about, you know, like this stuff on the sidewalks and things like that. But one thing that like it never really occurred to me before watching this, in the one scene where they go out on the date and she smacks her head into the sign and falls over. And I thought, yeah, if you were blind and you're using a cane, if you have signs that have a really big overhang of the post that are at head height, how is a blind person, because the cane is not going to know that there's something up there, right? Which is not what happened in that moment, but like it did make me think, like I never, being a seeing person, that never would have occurred to me that sometimes things that are at my head level would be dangerous to somebody.
There was actually like a Japanese show that I really loved that I watched, which was the Yankee Kun and the White Cane Girl, where it had the male lead falling in love with a blind woman and then becoming very obsessed with how badly people disregard like disability things. And so since he's kind of like a local bad boy, like at one point he gets really upset that people in the park have parked their bikes over like the strip, like the braille strip, and so he's like moving all the bikes, and then the police come because they're like, you're stealing the bikes, and he's just like, no, I just want 5 people to be able to walk through the park. And it's like that sort of like energy I always really enjoy, because like you shouldn't be putting signs at head height over a braille strip. That's a but people do shit like that all the time. People park their bikes in front of wheelchair ramps. Like people park in handicap parking when they do not require it. Like people park in front of hydrants, you know, and it's just like, y'all, we've reached
a guy, a wheelchair user who was talking about trying to go visit the, I don't know, like the congressperson who's for disability rights or their state rep or whatever. And if you're a wheelchair user, you can't get into the office building where the disability rep has.
Incredible.
Because there's no ramp.
Incredible.
You can. He found out later you can, but you have to go down a dark alley around the back and go in through a service entrance to get into the building. And he's like, that's
incredible work. We've all succeeded today. Like,
would you think that would be square one for like, what type of office building should the disability rep rent?
You would think. But it's so fascinating because I feel like a lot of people who don't deal with like mobility issues like this, it never really occurs to them.
It really doesn't at all.
And then the other thing that drives me nuts is like when people not realizing things are for disability.
And then they
like,
just like
there was like a huge there was a huge thing where it's like, oh, who would need this product? Like who would need to buy pre-peeled oranges? I'm like, people with severe arthritis.
Yeah, there's mobility issues, like
people like who would need like a product to open cans? Someone with Parkinson's would.
But
need
what's
a product
also fascinating about that is that like you're never guaranteed anything in life, so you can get disabled like within an instant.
Listen,
also, not all disabilities are a lifetime thing. You could be just disabled because you broke your arm.
Exactly.
So it's only for that time, which would mean that you would be the person using that.
Disability is the only minority group you can join at any time. And if you're lucky enough to live long enough, you will join it. And that's them's the breaks.
For 3/4 of us, the only thing keeping us from needing canes and such is our ability to get prescription glasses. If those didn't exist,
and people don't consider that
we are disabled.
And people don't consider that a disability because it's so common, and there's an adaptive
device
technology
and
that is easy and common. And so imagine, and that's actually the really good point that she's making about universal design, is that the concept of universal design is that if all of these things are integrated, eventually people don't see them as something for disabled people.
Well, people don't think of cut curbs, the curb cuts. Nobody thinks of that as being a disability.
But it is.
It's just nice.
Yes,
it's nice for strollers, and you're
nice for strollers and people who have the little wheelie carts and people with dollies and delivery drivers. And it's people don't think about things like texting. People love texting. Texting was invented for deaf people.
Audiobooks. So I actually saw just this past week, I was watching a disabled person discuss how they're very sick of how society at large enjoys all these things like audiobooks, texting, all these things, glasses, whatever. And then they hate
disabled
they
people.
really don't want disabled people to fully have a voice in society at large with the way we need to design things or whatever. And she even talked about the cut sidewalks, all this stuff. It's you guys get to enjoy these things every day because they are for disabled people.
Because disabled people fought for them to exist. And it's it's kind of ridiculous.
I like that the show addressed some of that as well, the dislike and the distrust when they're on the bus and she didn't have her ID or whatever that says that she's blind, and she was like, okay, but I'm blind, and he's like, well, you can't get the half price rate. I'm not giving you the half price rate or whatever because you don't have your card and I don't want you scamming. And she's like even if some people did scam,
who cares?
It's not worth
it's not worth you embarrassing this blind person.
But alternatively, it's also if you are the person who's scamming, this is what the consequences is.
It's you're actually just hurting
up someone else who already has a hard time being in this world that's not accommodating to them.
And it's and maybe this makes me some sort of a bleeding heart commie. Shocking. But I genuinely don't care if a couple scammers get away with some stuff. I don't care if there's one scammer on welfare, so long as everyone's taken care of.
So I was going to say that too. I recently ran across a gal, and she was talking about her parents were actually welfare scammer type people. She's they did they took advantage at every turn they possibly could. But she was always just a kid that needed to eat.
Yeah.
And so she knew that her parents were doing bad stuff, but she also needed to make sure that she was able to eat. So it's you can't convince me to care about the scammers, honestly.
Genuinely, you can't.
Especially when
I don't care.
If that isn't a thing, it hurts more than the scammers hurting.
And to be honest, it's the amount of scam going on is so little. They like to blow it up it's such a because the system is so convoluted.
In, not disabled spaces too. In places you're it's just it's a thing that's going to happen.
I think it's just a way that people want to normalize being mean to disabled. Disabled people are people that need welfare
people
or whatever.
People who need help.
Because I can tell you, I answered a spam call just the other day, and I have gotten 10 phone calls, 10 spam calls ever since then. And why do we not have laws? So that's the type of scam that we could actually get rid of. And I actually I don't really care that much. People
just don't want to give up their money. They're
no.
I want an excuse to not have to do this half off thing for this person. So like, if we can make it seem like they aren't disabled, then I got my money.
Yeah. And it's so fascinating because now we're really off on our usual soapbox. But like a couple of us were discussing this yesterday, that the root of every single social problem really only comes down to 3 things, which is white supremacy, which is very tied into eugenics and disability stuff, sexism, and homophobia. And so you can like really tie everything back to one of those 3 situations. And then today, my husband and I, when we were walking home from the bakery, we went to the bakery today. And I was saying, like, the problem that exists with people like this who are like, I got mine, but no one else, like, if I suffered, everyone has to suffer, is that they've really, like, capitalism has really fooled people into thinking that humans are not community-based creatures. And it's like, it doesn't actually, that is not a sensible thing to think. The sensible thing to think is, I hope that my community can help the people who need the help, because one day I might be the person who needs help. But it's like, in modern society, there's been such a fracture of like community thinking that like, yes, it's the normal thing that you should think is that I think we should make life easier for disabled people to exist in society.
But I guess if we're all so isolated, we're not around people that need, other disabled people, other people that need welfare or whatever, you're not around people enough to even know somebody that might need that.
And it's like, this all comes into like, every once in a while I'll see like some, like some friggin' pundit being like, I don't understand why cities are such like liberal. And it's like, because you see people suffering up close in cities.
The more people that are around you, the more stuff.
The more you actually want to help people when you see it in front of you and you cannot just ignore it. So that's why cities are more left wing. Like, I don't. It's like, because people live in a community with people,
and they're closer together, like physically, not just like
not mentally.
City design and things has to be greatly different than like a suburb.
Because if you're like neighbors, like half a mile away from you, then like of course you're not going to see all the things that are happening to them, or no.
Yeah, you're not going to know what's going on.
You don't actually experience it yourself.
Yeah, but when you're sharing a wall with someone.
Yeah, or walking
and
down
you
the
can
street,
hear what's
that's
going
all
on.
to
Like,
go to work. Yeah,
you start to care about people because you're in close proximity to them, and it's so fast. Like it all of these things, the connections that keep happening just in life is just always so wild to think about. Because like, I think about the concept of like a 15-minute city, which exists to make it easy to walk or rollable. That was actually the initial design, was to prevent food deserts, right? So you wanted and Montreal is kind of built like that. So Montreal's built into a bunch of things. They're neighborhoods, but they're called boroughs. And so each arrondissement has like, you can basically, for the most part, like, so I live in one called Verdun. I'm not outing myself. It's a big place, but every single little mini neighborhood in Verdun, you can walk to a metro. You can walk to a grocery store. There's a library, a hospital, like, and that should be the norm, like that. And people who are, and like, because that makes it convenient for people to exist, and get what they need. And yet somehow you tell this to someone who's been brainwashed into the opposite of community, and they're like, this is some plot to force people to never leave this. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
In our town, the schools, they're shutting down all the small schools and making bigger schools, and they're letting parents pick where they send their kids because they don't want to go to the school that's technically they're in that district, because it's not a great school. Well, it's not a great school because nobody goes there, so it doesn't get as many tax dollars. And this school is a great school because they get bajillions of dollars because they're out of capacity. Like, they're so stuffed to the gills with parents who are willing to drive them there. But like, the school my kids go to is like 3 blocks away from my house. They could walk. Their friends are all people they could go play with their friends. Like, they without involving me and my car. They could just walk there, right? Like, and that makes a very different vibe for your community. If your kids are, if you have a school and your kids can go to that school without being bussed all over the place or whatever. And it's like, but they just see bottom line dollars, right? And they go, well, it makes more sense if we put, 3,000 kids in one building instead of having 10 300-person schools.
Yeah.
It'll save money on a principal's, like salary. And you're like, that's one salary. Like, just stop.
No.
It's wild. So we're really hoping to bring this back to the show. We're really hoping she stays blind through the whole show, because otherwise it feels like a bit of a betrayal from the character we've been given.
Why do we say we have experienced that heartbreak in a lot of dramas before? That's why we mentioned
it's just
that.
so unnecessary, too.
And it ruins the what the drama has set up until that point.
Yeah, but also it's just like it doesn't need to happen already.
No.
Right now, you can see how much chemistry they have between each other.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter
if
she can see or not. Like,
and it's like, and also I hate to tell people this, but it's like the desire of many disabled people is not to not be disabled. That's not actually the play there. It's just to be accepted as disabled. Actually a lot easier, to be honest. Like, it's a lot, instead of being like, let's give all the deaf people cochlear implants, another alternative would be, let's just offer sign language more in schools. I don't know.
Or offer all the things for, like,
all the different assistive devices and things.
Like, I don't know very much sign language, but I know how to, like, introduce myself, say please, thank you, write my own name. And when my sister was getting married, her sister-in-law is deaf, and I was like, oh, hello, and I signed my name for her, and she looked so just pleased that someone knew something. Like, it's really not that difficult. Like,
well, what's heartbreaking is there's so many kids that are born deaf and their parents never even decide
learn.
To learn language. Like, their families don't learn.
It's their normal too. Like, so, like, why are we taking that away in favor of our normal?
Yeah.
It's just
and it's wild to me when you have a parent of a deaf child who refuses to learn sign
what's
language.
wrong with you?
When you've got people like the actor Jeremy Renner learned sign language because canonically his character Hawkeye in the Marvel universe is gay. Is gay.
In some of them, I'm sure.
But he's deaf, so he learned some basic sign language so that when he met deaf fans, he could interact with them.
Yeah.
Because his character.
Though these days he's a piece of trash. So, like,
these days he went off the rails. But as an example of something you could easily do.
The point, right? The point is he was very capable of. Nobody asked him to do that. That was just something that he went, oh, like,
I can do that.
This will help me interact with fans better, so I should do that. Like, okay,
easy. And there's free courses. You can do it online. And there's just like little things that I think everyone can do to just have more of a thought on a community outside of their own internal, selves.
It does make you wonder how much of Pluto is going to keep. Like, is it going to circle back and keep talking about that with her character? Like, because we're thrillering too.
Yes.
And I don't know if this was like just setting up, hey, this is what she does. Like, this is her occupation. Like, this is how she spends her time. This is the type of person. So it makes you wonder, like, I mean, I hope that we get to keep having that as a running theme rather than just establishing her character a little bit, because you never can tell in the first couple of episodes. Like, we're just establishing this is who she is.
Yeah.
And this is a good thing to think about, because, like, blind character lets at least say this is an aspect of things that she does.
Yeah.
But, like, it feels like they'll probably, but there's no way of knowing. Fingers crossed.
Well, there's only one way of knowing. It's deciding if we're gonna keep watching the show. What about you, Jessie? What are you gonna keep watching?
Oh,
what do you think?
Shocker! I'm probably gonna like turn this off and go
watch it right now.
I was into this like almost the second it started. And I just kept that way. And I was like, oh, I want to watch more. And then I started to watch more. And then I was like, oh no, if I start to watch more, I won't remember what's exclusively in the first 2 episodes. And that's going to be real bad.
I had that same, like after finishing the second episode, I almost just went next. I was like, no, Natalia, you can't. You got to stop.
The third episode started for me, and I was like, okay, I mean, it's fine. And then I was like, no, you should stop now. It's,
we can't do this. Stop. We gotta be honest. We're bringing honesty to y'all.
Yeah.
Well, it does help in differentiating. It really does, because like, if you go 2 more episodes in, it is hard to be like, where did it end?
Where did it end?
Well, and it's hard not to spoil each other, because like somebody will say something and we're looking at each other right now, and you'll say, oh, this is gonna happen, and Natalia will be like, I don't know. I'm not saying nothing, but
it's also like, especially with like this genre, like you could like feel something is not a spoiler, and you say it, and like another person like figures out that like could lead to this thing and this thing, and then you've essentially spoiled it too. So it's like
I mean,
like tricky to not spoil these types of things.
My husband and I watched for the first time the movie The Village, and we were like a third of the way in.
Oh no.
And then he said, wouldn't it be funny if, and then what the actual thing, I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be pretty wild. Like, listen, I want to spoil The Village for anyone who's never seen it, but it is genuinely a pretty fun movie if you like gothic period pieces. But like, I was just like, yeah, that would be crazy, wouldn't it?
So crazy.
Because like watching this, I keep thinking like the cousin, the May, the blind girl, her cousin comes in and he's sketchy. There's something weird about him.
Yeah,
but like
there is
maybe also, not. Maybe he's just an annoying guy.
It's like, and also maybe it's because like we've seen him in other shows, perhaps.
Well, also like
character.
They say cousin, but is he actually a cousin?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We don't know.
Find out that like he's just like he's always been around, so he's like a cousin, and then it like that leads to a different thing, or like I guess at this point we don't know if there's a birth secret tied to her May. Like I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
Anything.
There's so many episodes.
I'm like really excited to find out, but we don't know. We don't know.
I mean, we have no idea. Coma's sister could wake up in episode 3. Like, I doubt it, but like she could wake up at any point and story could start unfolding because of that. Like,
listen, we don't even know if the twins switched before she got into that car. Maybe it's not the Coma sister is the like main person.
That would be a fun twist.
That's totally what I thought was going to happen, because when the sister started with, listen, remember that time when you pretended to be me and things went horribly wrong?
Yeah, and I'm very excited to find out, because apparently what went horribly wrong only took a day to go horribly wrong.
Well, that's the one thing I remember that I thought of something. The husband comes up to her almost immediately after that. The two of them are talking about it. So what if he overheard stuff too? But also a lot of thrillers like to do the thing where they like people will say stuff out loud, they'll like have a conversation and like expose stuff, but they do it out loud because they purposely want someone who's overhearing to hear it. So what if like the whole thing, like the sisters were talking about, like it was just so he could hear or something.
There's so much intrigue.
There's just
so many
much. That's why
there's a lot of possible layers.
Yeah.
I'm actually very excited to keep watching.
They're constantly doing that whenever there's a scene like in May's house or something, because it'll be like Namtan's character will go off to like make a phone call or do something, and then May will be there, and you're like, did she hear this? Did she not hear this? What does she?
And it's just like I'm like,
like,
girl, she's blind. You should be texting. Like if you don't want, if you want it to be secret, stop calling me.
That out.
Y'all are terrible at keeping secrets in this universe.
Even then, she starts.
No, go ahead.
I have no idea what you girls were saying. You're both talking.
Well, like, I think by the end of the second episode, Namtan's character does seem to have figured it out. So she is texting with the other friend a lot. But even then, May's like, you got really quiet. Who are you talking to? Kind of thing. Like she's not stupid. She's a lawyer.
You say my grandma. My grandma wants to know where I am. Don't worry about it. These are easy things to do.
Here's something that got. And what were you saying, Jessie?
Oh, I was just gonna say that it's a thing where like if you do not have one of your senses, all your other senses are heightened, and like that's I feel like kind of known. So like she's going to like be better at like hearing or like because she's like that's like a lot of like what she does to get around and like to just be in this presence. So like why would you be like if you're whispering, she's probably already hearing it. Like you shouldn't be doing that anyways.
Right. So something that I thought of and then I kind of forgot as I was watching it, but the friend who is with the police officer girl, I know she seems kind of bubbly or kind of silly, but the reality is like from square one, she's like, oh, it's probably May being the killer. And she just stayed on that for like way too long in my opinion. So like I'm suspicious of her. But the fact is her personality makes her seem very disarming and stuff to
flighty.
Where the show's not making it seem like she's plotting really because they make it seem like she's approachable and kind of silly and whatever. But like the reality is as far as what she was actually doing and how long she kept insisting. No, she had to be the one to get a hitman or whatever. You know, like she just really insisted for like a really long time. And it's like, no.
Girl, so why are you so on this topic?
Well, and it was an automatic. Like she didn't even think about it. And she immediately was like, oh, what if she did it?
Has to be that.
Yeah.
Has to be that.
So like that's the thing. I'm just saying I'm suspicious of the friend despite the fact that the show isn't like making her seem suspicious too much.
It's a lot of intrigue.
But also she apparently was like, you know, sleeping with the cop so that she could get information. Like, girl, okay.
Listen, one of the tags on MDL that does intrigue me is love polygon. So I'm like, y'all, I'll say, hey yo.
Okay.
Listen, a lot of just lesbians making bad choices, women's rights and women's wrongs.
Sometimes tags make me laugh, like raised by a grandparent. Okay, but like I wouldn't have thought to make that a tag.
Like, yes, but is that
that's not the plot.
Is that higher than like the other ones? Like, okay.
Rich woman, poor woman. I guess I wasn't really thinking of it that much.
Maybe that becomes more important as time goes on.
I guess so.
Maybe.
But I think I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes of this.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I thought the acting was great too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Really good. And like I like that I'm not somebody who, you know, I can't watch it because the kissing was bad or whatever. But we started right off and the kissing was kissing. It's not, they're not pretending the sexual attraction is attraction. They're doing the most right now. Yeah. And it's like, okay, we're not doing pancake kiss. We're not doing like just nervous, like, ooh, she's got such a pretty smile. It's like, no, like she's zipping up her back and stuff and like looking at her putting on lotion and you're like,
oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
all right. Okay, lady.
Romantic romance.
Yeah. Chemistry is back. Hey, yo.
Yeah.
No, I'm really excited to keep watching it.
I also wonder how many episodes it's going to take until she finally admits that she's not her sister or something happens to her like it gets
right.
Listen, with shows like this, you know it's going to be way longer than it should.
That it should be. That's the one thing that I have struggled with a little bit in watching it. I'm enjoying it, but I keep having these moments where I'm like, if Namtan's character was being played by a guy, I would be so uncomfortable with it.
But here's the thing about these
like she's spending the night and they're just cuddling, but you're like, that's kind of sexual assaulty because she thinks you're somebody else. It's weird.
The thing is, though, like in these fictional stories like this, is that if they weren't doing all of these bad things, there wouldn't be a story.
Sure.
The story.
So it's like
it would be.
I think it's also
I think it's bad in real life
like this, but and not in a rom-com.
Yeah.
Like if this was happening in a rom-com.
Yeah, I'd have a lot of. But
it gets weirder.
Since this was a secret thriller that we didn't know was a thriller.
Surprise!
It's different. It's different. It's like
as long as. Yeah, I don't know. As long as the truth comes out before we get sleepovers, I feel like, I feel like it's, and so far I do feel like the character's doing that. Like Namtan's character is pulling away, sort of like, oh,
I can't go too far with this.
I want, maybe I shouldn't. This isn't the right.
I feel like
that's what pulls me in and makes it okay for me, because
I feel like the distinction is if you're watching a show where someone's doing this and the show seems to indicate that this is a great thing to do, then you should be like, ooh, I don't. Yeah. But like the show is making it very clear that she's like, no, this is actually a really bad thing to do. Like, don't do this. Do not. These are trained professionals. Do not be doing this sort of lesbianism at home. Like, no.
No pretending to be your sister.
Don't pretend to be your twin.
Namtan's character keeps, like, she's almost crying, like, all the time, looking at this girl and thinking about how, she thinks I'm my sister and stuff. And I'm like, you could just tell her instead of silently crying.
I think she's also that's the grief of her sister being in a coma too, and she's kind of doing this for her sister, or trying to, or whatever.
And you know what, the trope plot of twins pretending to be each other has been just a real classic for millennia,
for all time.
For all time. I didn't realize that the actor Rami Malek is an identical twin, and I was just like watching an interview with him where he was saying that his like twin brother had to do was failing like a theater class he was in, and had to do like a monologue, and was like, hey, can you go do the monologue for me, because like you are an actor. And he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm in. And he goes and he delivers this monologue, and then the teacher was like, hey, can you stay behind after class? And he's like, I've been rumbled. But the teacher was like, wow, you've really been like working hard to like improve yourself. Like, he's like, yep, well, I gotta go. I was like, that's more what, the twin shenanigans that we're used to. Like, take a test for your twin, Sweet Valley High style. None of this, That was a sweet. That's a deep cut.
But also, I think what's intriguing so far is like, we don't know if we're really dealing with a secret killer or not, but truly. So like, it still feels like a thriller, even if like we don't know if they're really,
even if it's a red herring. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I mean, like, we honestly don't actually know that May hasn't picked up that she's not the sister. She could have immediately clocked it, and she's like, well,
she could have known it right away.
Yeah, May could be playing like an incredible long con right now, which
it's very possible.
That would be incredible.
Maybe she knew, but she was like, I gotta see where we go with this.
Yeah, I gotta see where we're going.
Her deal. The same as what Namtan's character was doing to her, right? Like, I'm trying to find out if you're the killer. She was going, I'm trying to find out what you're doing. Like,
so I've also had the thought of what if the coma sister pretty much got involved with May once upon a time just because she thought that May would be good with her sister. Like, this is her way of trying to not as far as the coma thing, like she didn't mean to go get in a coma, but as far as
I need you to go meet this person for me. Yeah,
essentially like hey, meet this person for me. I think you guys would actually be really good together. Like, maybe that could
either that or her sister's an asshole and is just doing,
maybe.
I had that thought a few times.
My struggle initially too, because I hate the trope of like, I'm in love with you because you look like the person I was in love with. So we cut that out a little bit with her being blind. It's a little bit different. It's not just a like love at first sight situation, but like I hate that trope where it's just like, wow, you look exactly like my dead wife, so like now I'm in love with you, and you're like,
so you only like your wife for like her visual appearance? Like, that's pretty shallow.
Like, yeah,
didn't seem like you loved your wife that much.
Of like these two broke up because they weren't suited for each other, and the sister was like, but you know who would be good for her?
I really get the impression like that would be fun, but I really get the impression from that the sister kind of sucks.
Yeah, she was just
because like a well-adjusted person breaks up with their side piece before the wedding and doesn't try to
she wouldn't just be like at the wedding, she'd be like, hey, do this.
She was out of the country until
I guess.
But she could have there's phones.
Yeah, you can
there are phones.
You can be like, listen, I can't do this. Goodbye.
We are literally like recording in different areas of the country.
You could send a registered letter. You know, go real old school. Yeah, just be like, thanks for the memories. Peace. Like, I had fun, but there's a rich guy who owns an airline. What can you do? I
kind of feel like there was a little bit of, I'm not saying there has to be calculation with the sister as far as like involving our lead gal, like what I'm proposing. I'm just saying the sister seems calculating on there's stuff going on with the coma sister. Like there's
she could have asked her friend
to do
it, right?
Well, like
it didn't have to be her sister.
It could be that the sister, she knew that like her sister would really like her. So maybe she was thinking, oh, I'm going to show you what I had and you can't have her now.
Okay. Also a little bit of psychological torment. Okay.
Yeah, because like it could go either way because we know that she's the favorite sister, but is she like that terrible? Or like how much did she lean into this? Or did they?
How much did she resent that one incident that happened?
Yeah.
Because what we do know is that our lead gal, she obviously didn't want to be hanging with her sister much. After a certain point, they're not close. And so, like, it wasn't simply the favoritism. They're old enough now. It's not just the favoritism that, drove them apart now, right? There has to be personality, something.
It does feel like maybe they are going to do, like Natalia was saying before about the trope of like the person who's in a coma and you start to learn things about them that you didn't know before. And I kind of wonder if they're trying to do something where she's learning more about her sister and she's going to like her sister more again, because they are doing a lot of flashbacks about like how much she loved her sister when they were little and how, like, so maybe they are going to try and bring them back together by the end, which would be nice. It's nice when siblings don't hate each other's guts.
But it sure is boring for a thriller.
Like that.
Yeah. Or the sister could die and she takes over her identity fully, like, talented Mr. Ripley style. Who knows?
That sister could die and come like haunt her as a ghost. Maybe we're gonna.
We don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. It could really be anything. Lots of options. Lots of fun narrative options that this could take.
I do feel like I don't know if we're going to do like another episode on this at some point, or if it'll just be maybe an extra like on our Found Family stuff on our Patreon, or if we'll just end up talking about it during our like what we're watching
episode. Yeah,
but like we wouldn't want to spoil it for people, so like I'm not sure that we would really talk about it that much unless it was proper spoiler thing. But I imagine since we're all intrigued enough, I imagine we'll circle back to at least say I'm still watching that.
Yeah. I am very intrigued to see how it goes.
Well, I was surprised. I wasn't expecting thriller.
No, I was. Listen, I was expecting the vibe of the first scene, and then when the second scene started, I was like, whoa, what are we doing here? Okay.
And then I was still thinking that it was going to be something more along the lines of like 10,000 stars or whatever. Like, it's like, oh, okay.
You go to
guys and then romance happens, like, oh, okay. And then it was like, nope, that's not what we're doing either. Okay, what are we doing? And somebody has probably watched the whole thing, listening to us and just
going, yes. Like it could be something that none of us have come up with. It could be something even crazier. We don't know.
It will be funny if it really does give us 2 more episodes of like thriller, and then the rest of it's like straight
just
romance.
Yeah.
Like
I'd be like, oh,
yeah,
interesting. Like I will say that, like in the genres, mystery is listed before romance on MDL. That doesn't necessarily
mean
anything. But
I would say that if the thrillery aspect of it is completely done and we're just gonna do rom-com at this point, I'm a little surprised that it's a GMM 25 as opposed to just a GMM TV.
Yeah,
because
and I will say that the lead actress does quite a bit in the thriller category.
Yes.
So
she does. So we shall see. So anyone listening to this, don't spoil it for us.
No, but
if you want to let us know if you watched it and if you liked it, please do. And if you want to listen to this podcast in other places that aren't where you're listening to it now, we're pretty much wherever podcasts can be found in audio. We are also in video on YouTube. And you can also go to our website, certifiednoonas.com, to get links to where you can watch the show and also to time codes. And you can also listen or watch to the episodes there, too. It's crazy. We've made it so easy to find us. You can also find us on Bluesky and Instagram. It's always at Certified Noonas, one word, if you want to chat with us. And you can always join our Discord, which is linked below. And if you want to support this podcast, like the incredible people who may eventually get a spoiler-filled update to when we finish this, you can go to patreon.com/certified Noonas to join the Certified Fan Family. They're our fan family on the web. We love them. We have a little movie night. We have little extras. They've been supporting us for 7 years now, and we love them. We think they're great. There's literally been people sending us money for like 7 years, and I'm just like, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Katie, y'all are crazy.
Beth, y'all are crazy.
Beth, y'all are crazy.
Oh, we love you.
Yeah, we love you. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with us. We will be back next week with our What We're Watching episode, because it's somehow already gonna be the last Monday of the month next week. I don't understand.
What?
I don't understand. And I don't know if you could pick up the vibe, but 3 out of 4 of us are sick right now. And if you don't want to join us and become the legion of sickos, you should wear a mask when you go out and carry hand sanitizer and wash your hands when you come home. You know how it is to prevent that. And as always, do all that and keep enjoying Asian entertainment. Maybe check out a fun GL or something. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
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 Bye.